अच्छी तरह विजिबल है?
यस सर, फुल स्क्रीन में सर विजिबल।
तो कितने लोग आ गए?
सर 14 स्टूडेंट्स सर।
अच्छा 14 है, अभी और आ जाने दो थोड़ा सा।
हाँ सर, अब 20 के आसपास हो गए सर।
अभी 2-4 मिनट में सब आ जाएंगे।
हाँ सर।
सबसे मतलब है जितने आते हैं उतने आ जाएंगे।
हाँ ओके सर।
So, this is the, as I told you last time, there was some confusion and something. Before you proceed for the term papers, all students proceed for the term papers. I thought I should come out of patent के जो बहुत सारे aspects थे which I wanted to cover. So I thought first let me talk to you about geographical indication so that you get the fairly good idea of the thing before writing your term papers. On I have already explained in the that term paper file which I gave you the details of it, but other aspects I will just discuss. So let me know how many are there now.
तो 22।
I think I will start because in any case people I share my PPTs, so I'll start it. Okay.
यस।
So I'll be talking to you about the geographical indications protection in India. We know that geographical indication. The first GI registered in India was Darjeeling tea. It is a long leaf tea, and this logo is that of the Darjeeling tea. Indications which identify a good as originating in the territory or region or locality where a given quality, reputation, or other characteristic of the good or goods is attributed to the geographical origin. For example, champagne, which comes from the Champagne region of France, the sparkling wine. Darjeeling tea, which is grown in Darjeeling. So, if anybody grows the tea which is not a long leaf tea but normal, granule type of tea, then that will not qualify as Darjeeling tea. The quality is specified, and all the long leaf tea producers in Darjeeling area, they are the members of the association who know that we are growing this Darjeeling tea, and they will call it as Darjeeling tea. Alfonso mango in Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra. Alfonso mango or Hafus in Hindi called Hafus mango or Alfonso is considered as the world's best mango in terms of quality, taste, and everything. The geographical indication is used to identify goods having special characteristics originating from a definite geographical territory. And in India, we started protecting India's different geographical indications, which are special products. India is very rich, very, it has got diversity in so many ways that we have got a very large variety of very special quality goods being produced in different parts of the country, which is not the case with most other countries in the world. So we are protecting the geographical indications under the GI Geographical Indications Act 1999. Okay. Now these are some of the India's famous GIs, and this is not a up-to-date list. It is a some years old list. Banarsi silk, Pashmina shawl, Kashmir carpet, Basmati rice, Darjeeling tea, Assam tea, Bengal cotton, Alfonso mangoes, Uchampalli silk, Chanderi silk. This Amitabh Bachchan's KVC Kaun Banega Crorepati. He asked, I think a few weeks back, the Chanderi silk, which state it comes from. The Chanderi silk is from Madhya Pradesh. Hyderabad pearls, very well known. Kerala, Indran bananas, a small specialized bananas are there. Jaipur silver jewelry, Nilgiri tea, Coorg coffee, Mysore sandal products, Mysore silk, Malabar pepper, Kanchipuram silk, what we call popularly Kanchipuram sarees, Lonavala chikkis. Chikkis, the chikkis you eat. There's some jaggery and some till and all that thing, some dry fruits are there. And Nilgiri tea, दो बार आगे नीलगिरी पर भी आया था. Koi products from Kerala, cardamom from Kerala, Aranmula mirror. The Aranmula mirror is a metallic mirror, which in this metallic mirror, the normal looking glass is not there, it is metal. And in this, you can see your face. It is so reflective in character, and therefore, it is a very special type of Aranmula mirror. Then Nagpur oranges. Nagpur is known for oranges, Nagpur oranges. Fulkari embroidery. Okay, these are the Nilgiri was the two places I have removed from one place. Now these are the geographical indication, the product, and product means the category of the product, state from which state this is there, and date of registration. Darjeeling tea was the first. It is tea from West Bengal, northern part of the West Bengal. It was date of registration was 29 October 2004. Pochampalli cut textile, Andhra Pradesh. It is 31/12/2004. Chanderi Sari Textile, Guna, Madhya Pradesh, 28 January 2005. Putpat Handloom Fabric Textile, Koraput, Orissa, 2005. Kota Doria Textiles, Kota, Rajasthan, 2005. Kanchipuram Silk Textiles, Tamil Nadu, 2005. Bhavani Jamakalam Textile Carpet, Erode, Tamil Nadu. Mysore Agarbatti, Incense Sticks, Mysore, Karnataka, 2005. Anmol Kannadi metal mirror, which I told you about it. It is a metal mirror in Kerala. Salem Fabric Textiles from Tamil Nadu, 2005. Solapur Chaddar Textiles, Maharashtra, 2005. Solapur Terry Towel and Mysore Silk, Karnataka Textiles. Kullu Shawl Textiles, Himachal Pradesh, 2005. Madurai Kangudi Textiles, Tamil Nadu. And Kangra Tea, Himachal Pradesh. These are the last column gives you the date of registration. Then Coorg Orange Horticulture Product, 2006. Mysore Bitter Leaf, it is 2006. Pan Ka Patta. Good Banana, Karnataka, 2006. Mysore Sandalwood Oil, Essential Oil, 2006. Mysore Sandal Soap. You must have used that Mysore Sandal Soap. That is very special product of Mysore. Mysore Sandal Soap, the company's name I don't remember, but you can see. Then Bidriware Handicraft,
Hello.
2006.
Uh,
Chanpatna Toys. Yes.
Sir, how come date of registration of all these are same date, 30 January 2006?
See, now this is the first round of uh, you know uh, registration, and you will find one thing. Look at it: Karnataka, 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 Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Karnataka. So apparently, when we started with the GI Act, uh, in everything, whatever we start, whether it is a vaccine or anything, we have to achieve the highest number. 90 crore people have been vaccinated for COVID. So everything we want to achieve very fast. So these people, see, in the country, not many people had much awareness about it, but the people who are working in the GI registry in Chennai, they were generally from Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka. So they knew about their states, and they told those people, "Ki you please apply and give an application for registration, and we'll take it forward so that quickly we achieve a higher number." So uh, they so many applications with their personal initiatives came. Now this what I'm saying is personal initiative. It is not an official version of it, because nobody will ever say ki the government officers are taking this personal interest in their own states. For the entire country, they have to be the same. But uh, apparently, so they motivated people and associations and producers of these products to file a JE application, and they filed, and very quickly they examined it and started registering it. So at that time, objection, mostly there is no objection in most of the GIs, which are Kota, Marvel, Makarana ka Marvel, so many things are there. So all these things, core coverage, everybody knows it. So there was no opposition as such. And unlike sometimes a trademark, there is a more opposition. In trademark and design, the maximum positions are there, and in patent sometimes it is there, but not that frequently as in trademark and industrial designs. And in this case, in GI, practically there is no opposition, although a window is given that you can oppose the before registration of the GI is done. So uh, when there is no position in the given prescribed time period, the it is registered. So all these very quickly they were all doing this thing, and say all things were ready. So when you say it is registered, it is also the Control General of Patent Design and Trademark has to sign it. The file goes from the thing that the registry, and the registry, the GI registry which is in Chennai, the registrar will sign. So I do not know in 2006 what happened, but sometimes what happens that say the registrar was not appointed, he was on leave for whatever reason for 15, 20 days, 1 month, and so many files were pending. Or the Controller General office, the Controller General, sometimes his term is over. He's normally he is an IAS officer whose term is over. He is you know goes back to his cadre, whichever is the state cadre. The new person is appointed as the Control General of Patent Design and Trademark. So there may be some gap. So when the new person takes over, there are hundreds of files are there. So the date he says ki yes, okay, these are all similar. His PA or PS will tell him ki these are all the similar files of this thing. These have come from the after the complete scrutiny and all the processes. So he has to just put a signature. So when he puts a signature, then it is communicated, and then that date becomes the date of registration. Okay, and
Okay.
then they put it on the website. So am I
Okay.
clear on all these aspects?
Yes, yes, sir. So it has been signed on one single day, like that.
Yeah. Say it happens that some of the acts which are from Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the signature of the President of India. In IPR itself, it has happened that there were some legislation were to be, uh, acts were to be passed by the President of India. He had to, the process Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and President of India signature. So suppose in the evening it was something, there was some function Rashtrapati Bhavan on 31st December. So the Rashtrapati ji signs it on 1st January in the morning at 10 o'clock. Maybe it was Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam or anybody for that matter. So when he signed the date, if he signed on 1st January, so the act will be in that year, which is January wala year, not the previous year. If he had signed the previous day, up to suppose he is overstaying in the office, the President of India also does a lot of work. He is overseeing the office. He continues his work up to 8 o'clock or 8:30 in the evening, 9 o'clock, and he signs the file on 31st December at 8:30 p.m. So the act will be in that year. The date he signs in that year, it will be of that year. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is a normal concept, and that you can find out from different acts. So this is just a gist of 2005 and 2006. There is only 2006 January, and Darjeeling tea was 2004 end October. So then December, this one, and January is Chanderi. So 2000, the 2005 to all these on 2006, just 1 year. And after that, I have not, updated it. But when you give me, I'll update it for the next batches. It will be more updated. So it was basically an illustration so that you get a feel of it. Now, who can apply for geographical indication registration? An association of persons like Darjeeling tea growers, longleaf tea growers, or Alfonso mango growers from Ratnagiri district in Maharashtra. So, an association of persons or producers or organization established by or under the law can apply representing and protecting the interests of the producers. Ultimately, it is the you have to do representing the interests of the producers, because if the product is registered as a GI, then it will fetch a better price. It will be beneficial to the producers, and secondly, that nobody else will be able to call their product with the name of the GI registered product. Before the GI Act, you could put any kind of mangoes in a packet, and you could write Alfonso mango. You would not have been, there was no GI Act. You could not have been prosecuted under GI Act. But of course, you could be prosecuted as, some kind of a, this CRPC 420, 420. You are misleading people. You are doing the 420 job, misleading people, saying that it is Alfonso, but it is not Alfonso. So it would have been a case under normal criminal procedure code CRPC, but not the under GI Act, because there was no GI Act. A registration of a geographical indication is for a period of 10 years and can be renewed further with no limitation on number of times of renewal. Renewable ad nauseam. Ad nauseam means again. Okay, so you can register it again, then after 10 again, and then again. After 10 years, initially it is valid for 10 years, then I keep on, same like trademark. The registration is the prima facie evidence of validity. Once the registration is there and you are producer, so whatever the association, you become a member of that association, and you start using that same GI name. Okay. Uh, and why you become a member of the association? You are a big tea grower, or you are big, having a mango orchard in Ratnagiri. So it is so obvious that you would like to get updated in all matters. If there is anybody infringing, the complete association will fight for you and all other producers of that particular GI product. So all producers, they naturally in their own interest, they become members of the association, and they create an association if it is not already there. If it is already there and then the GI Act has come, it is good. But if there was no association and GI Act came and there was no such association, then they can do it. Like you saw that Bidriware, Bidriware. I think in this, I think in this Bidriware is there. Yeah, this one. Bidriware Handicrafts, Karnataka. So this Bidriware, are you aware of Bidriware? The decorative flower vases and utensils and plates and all these things, which are with the brass with the particular type of golden type of a, you know, engraving in it. So it is from the, the product is Bidriware. It comes from the, there is a place which the name is very similar to Bidri in Karnataka. You are aware of Muradabad, from where Priyanka Vadra and Vadras come?
Yes, sir.
Muradabad. In Muradabad, you know Muradabad metalware?
The brassware वहाँ का famous है.
वो ब्रासवेयर नहीं, वो है बिदरी का तो ब्रासवेयर है. यहाँ पे ब्रास के अलावा और भी मेटल्स होते हैं, तो इट इज नोन एज मुरादाबादी मेटलवेयर.
Yes.
तो मुरादाबाद में मेटलवेयर का नहीं हुआ था, तो 2006 में हो गए सारे, और सब वहीं उस साइड के थे, मोर ऑफ द सदर्न बेल्ट. So I was given a project by the ministry to find out कि when Bidriware was registered as GI in 2006, why this Muradabad metalware is not yet registered. So you find out and do the details, and you ask, do a study of the people who are engaged in this making of the Muradabadi metalware products. So it was a sponsor project, and I went to Moradabad at least half a dozen times, and I had 3 or 4 research assistants who went to Moradabad and stayed in Moradabad for several weeks to conduct the study, and I also visited those people who are making the Moradabadi metalware. So by the time we were in the midway, there was an application in the GI registry for registration of the Moradabadi metalware. So half of the purpose was already met, because why it is not there? So we have to change the, we have to remove that objective. But the other objective, that what is the level of awareness of the people who are engaged in this, making of such Moradabad metalware products, and all that study which was about their, do they know, do they feel that it will have some advantage to them? So this was about their, uh, uh, you know, attitude, perceptions, and their knowledge, and how they want to do it. So all other aspects I studied. Only one objective was removed, that why it has not been registered. So the application was there, then it will be registered. It was, I think, 2010 or so. So you can renew it, this thing, and exclusive right to use the geographical indication on the goods. So the rights on the producers have that right to use that it is a GI product. Okay, in your shop you can put it, registration of GI, you can put it. Then you can display it. You can put it on your, whatever the advertisements are there. You can put it that this is the registered GI. Then right to obtain relief for infringement of the geographical indication. You can file a complaint in the police, and you can get the relief, because the police will get into action to nab the infringers. Okay, who is infringing your right on your JI product? Some unscrupulous person is using your name and for a different quality of the product, which any other person is not entitled to, because you have got a GI, which is an intellectual property right. Now, this GI can be in the form of a sign, used on goods with a specific geographical origin possessing qualities and reputation stemming from the particular place of origin. So that sign. So when you are writing your term paper, you can also put a column or something somewhere that this is the sign. So not each GI will have a sign, but all those GIs which have a sign, you should put it in your presentation and the term paper. Okay. But the sign can be like a logo type. No, it can be a word. It can be commonly used name of the place of origin like Darjeeling, Kolhapuri chappal, Kolhapuri Bikaneri bhujia, Banarsi sari, and all that with a place, or it can be a name which is not with a place, like Alfonso. Which is Ratnagiri is the place, but the name of the mango is Alfonso. And if you stretch your imagination, why in Ratnagiri the mango is known as Alfonso? Uh, in Hindi it is Hafus. So why it is known as Alfonso? Maybe some British, very senior, maybe not the Viceroy, but somebody who is in the hierarchy, a very high level officer or official in the British days in India, who went there and he found that it is very good mango as compared to any other mango which they had been importing through the ships in UK. And he found I have never eaten this kind of mango, and maybe that his name was Alfonso. So you have to go through some net search. You may find out, and if any such thing is there, you can also write in your term paper any such history of the why it is known as Alfonso. Then a mark that can be marked like Darjeeling tea. There is a mark of that a lady having this tea smelling the thing, or a combination of the two. The products can be goods, articles for sale. It can be consumer good, anything which is subject of trade or manufacture. So it can be traded or it can be manufactured. So manufacture like Alfonso mango is not manufactured; it is grown. So there can be a manufactured product, there can be agriculture product, there can be any other kind of product. So any agricultural, natural, or manufactured good, including handicrafts items and foodstuffs like Bikaneri bhujia, which is food stuff. So they can be or that chikki, Lonavala chikki in Delhi market in winters. Now in November, December you find go to any such shop which is selling this gajak and revdi. So revdi and this thing of Meerut is very famous. Then there is Manpuri ka revdi gajak very famous. I don't know whether there is GI for the Manpuri gajak or not. If there is a GI of Manpuri or Meerut ka revdi, then nobody can use the name Meerut ka revdi for that. Now anybody puts in Delhi, he makes revdi, and on the packet dabba he says कि मेरठ का ओरिजिन मेरठ का रेवड़ी. वो मेरठ कभी गया भी नहीं होगा लाइफ में, पर वो उसके ऊपर लिख देता है मेरठ का रेवड़ी, बिकॉज इट इज सोल्ड इजीली, पीपल बाय इट इजीली, दैट अच्छा मेरठ का ही है ना, चलो बहुत सारे लोग बनाते हैं मेरठ में, ये भी मेरठ का ही होगा, दे बाय इट. So people are able to do it, but if it is registered GI, they will not be able to sell it in that manner. Now these are the examples of agricultural products. The agricultural goods typically have qualities that derive from their place of production and are influenced by specific local factors such as climate, soil, etc. Examples are rice, basmati rice, Nellore, Sona, and Masuri. So these are the all rice, Nellore rice, Sona, Masuri rice. These are the different varieties of rice. Then wheat, Punjab ka wheat, Madhya Pradesh ka wheat, MP ka गेहूं. It is typically known as MP ka गेहूं. In Hindi, everybody says कि I want to buy MP ka गेहूं. So now when the MP ka wheat is registered as a GI, nobody can sell the wheat or wheat flour एज एमपी का गेहूं का, बिकॉज एमपी का गेहूं आप दे कैन से कि इट इज मेड इन मध्य प्रदेश, बट एमपी का गेहूं जो है दैट वर्ड कैन नॉट बी यूज बिकॉज इट विल बी मिसरीडिंग and is very tasty. If you have, some of you may be from Madhya Pradesh, and others might have bought this MP का गेहूं का wheat flour. उसका जो रोटी बनता है, that is very special taste and very good taste. In fruits, Alfonso mango, Dasari mango, सफेदा, तो topalitis from सफेदी to सफेदा. सफेदा, तोता फली, and there are many more varieties. Vegetables, Bangalore brinjals, Calicut ginger, Egyptian cotton, Maharashtrian cotton. In spices, Malabar black pepper. These are the agriculture products. Or these are the agriculture and dairy products. Milk, Amul. Amul दूध पीता है India. Okay. Then Amul milk is, of course, they had the trademark, but Amul ka is a dairy product. Wool, Pashmina wool of Kashmir. Flowers, Dutch tulips are very famous. There have been some Hindi film songs also around, and the tulips in Kashmir also, Srinagar. There is a garden in which tulips are there, but only 1 month, in April month. So the in Dutch also, the tulips are famous. There is very good, beautiful garden with Dutch tulips. And scope of GI is not limited to agricultural goods, covers nature goods and manufactured goods, including handicrafts, but at least one of the activities resulting in manufacture must take place in that particular region. Now, secondary natural goods, coal, lignite valley, then Kolar gold field is there. So Kolar, gold from Kolar, honey. There are some places which the honey is famous. Then the manufactured goods, textiles, large number of them are there. Kanjivaram saris, Sholapur bed sheets, Kolhapur chaddar, leather goods, Agra shoes, Kolhapuri chappal, brass and iron works, Muradabad brassware और metal ware. Then अलीगढ़ logs, कहते हैं अलीगढ़ का ताला है, और वो रामपुरी चक्कू होता है. तो स्वीट्स, आगरा का पेठा, मैसूर का मैसूर पाक, मथुरा का पेड़ा, then refreshments, बीकानेरी भुजिया, mineral water, Himalayan mineral water. These are the manufacturers. Wines and spirits, Scotch whiskey of Scotland, champagne, sparkling white wine from France, Goan Fanny, alcoholic drink from Goa. गोवा में दो तरह की फैनी आती है, एक काजू की फैनी होती है, एक और पता नहीं दूसरी याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे. There are two types of fenny. These are alcoholic drinks and very cheap and available. And there is a ban, you cannot take it out of Goa. If you are, if there is checking and it is found that you are having a bottle of Fanny in your suitcase, then police will arrest you because you are not allowed to take it out of Goa. So that is Goa ki Fanny. And tequila, it is Mexican liquor made from agave, first in Tequila town in Mexico. Then Pisco, it is in Chile and Peru. So these are the, this is also alcoholic drink. GIs in the history. Calico, a white or unbleached cotton cloth from Calicut in 16th century. So at that time there was no concept of, in 16th century there was no concept of intellectual property rights and all these things. At that time it was a calico. So by other laws, a person giving some other fabric could not call that fabric as calico because it was very famous. Calico commanded very high price, and when in after the Industrial Revolution, Britain had laws to ban import of calico from India to protect their domestic industry. What we had been doing in past 70, 80 years to protect our domestic industry, we are having legislations which are discouraging import. But that is, of course, it was before 1995, 1947 to 1995, before WTO came in. We had this kind of a protection system to our manufacturers and our country's producers and industry. So the same was there. They were in UK. They were, protecting their textile industry from India's best quality textile. Malacca brown cane used as a walking stick from Malacca in 19th century. And Indian rubber, it is natural rubber from Kerala. It's grown there. And from this rubber, the latex. So you must have seen that foam mattresses. So the foam which is used in your mattresses and pillows. It is of two types. One is the rubber foam. It is a polyurethane foam. So mostly what you get in the market is the polyurethane foam, which is comparatively lightweight. The rubber foam is much heavier. If you have a mattress, it will be about 5 to 10 kgs. But polyurethane foam mattress would be some 2 to 3 kgs or 4 kg at the most. 1 kg, 1.5 kg, 2 kg to 3 or 4 kgs, depending on the density of the foam. Then Indian ink, deep black ink from China and Japan, imported into Europe via India, and therefore it was known as Indian ink. So basically, Chinese and Japanese ink, but it was the Silk Route from China, India. India was a greater India up to Afghanistan. Burma to Afghanistan was India. So India, so up to Kabul, and then further than Iran, Iraq, then Turkey. So up to Turkey, Turkey was a country where Istanbul is half in Europe and half in Asia. So Istanbul is a city. Uh, Ankara is the capital of Turkey. Turkey country as such, when one of the major cities of uh, this uh, the Istanbul. So the Turkey was the place where the Europeans used to come. Turkey is quite south of Europe and last southern country in Europe, because after that it is all Asia, and Turkey itself is part of it is in Asia, part of it is in Europe. So they used to come to Turkey, and Indians, they used to go through the camels and other means of transportation. They used to go up to Turkey, and the trade used to take place. So it was the Indian ink and muslin, the lightweight cotton cloth from Mosul in Iraq, then Dhaka Malmal. Dhaka in Bangladesh, earlier it was part of India. So this Malmal, the Malmal ka sari hota tha, which is 6 yard long or 5.5 meter long sari. Width wise, you could pass the sari through a ring. आपकी अंगूठी होती है, अंगूठी के अंदर से आप उस साड़ी को डालेंगे और दूसरी तरफ निकाल लेंगे. इतनी फाइन मलमल होती थी ये. एक पूरी साड़ी की अंगूठी के अंदर से एक तरफ दूसरी तरफ चली जाएगी. So, these are the things which were very well known in the history. Now, why should you have GI protection? We have already discussed it. Okay, it is the consumer protection. A consumer is getting a particular product which is genuine, because nobody else, no unscrupulous person can use that particular name. So the uh, the consumers are sure that what they are buying, it is a correct product, genuine product. Then right of exclusion, the GI producers have the right to exclude the the producers who are not producing that particular quality of the product, like Darjeeling tea. So the people who are in Darjeeling but not producing that quality of tea, they can be excluded. And protection of quality reputation. So all the producers of that particular quality of product, they got a reputation for a better quality, higher quality. Then protection of collective goodwill. It is the collective goodwill which is protected in the process. The economic rationale for GI protection, an important tool to ensure quality, demand and supply dichotomy. You know that supply of all the or most of the GI product, particularly the agriculture GI product, the supply is limited. When supply is limited, uh, that is a, if you have the idea about the demand and supply curve is a vertical line. Okay, is a fixed quantity, and demand is a typically downward sloping curve from extreme left to the extreme right. So the demand supply will match. So when supply is limited, demand is there, and demand keeps growing of the GI products. Earlier, people did not know that Alfonso mango is there. Now, with the technology, internet, more industry and commerce taking place, Alfonso mango is sold throughout India. Earlier, it was sold only in Maharashtra and Bombay, or maybe Ahmedabad, or if you Surat or some such nearby places. But now you can find Alfonso mango in Delhi. You can find Alfonso mango in any part of the country. So the demand increases. When earlier maybe that 20 crore, 30 crore population had access to Alfonso mango, but now 100 crore people have access to Alfonso mango. So obviously the total demand is increasing, and therefore the 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 price, when supply is given, demand increases. What happens? Price goes up. So they are able to command a higher price, and the product is a premium product, and which commands a higher price in the market. It benefits the producers. The consumers are protected from spurious products because no deception is possible under GI Act. You have to give the producers have to go, the sellers, the traders have to sell the right product with the GI under GI name, and therefore it is the assurance of quality to the consumers. And in the national interest, GIs are common community properties, unlike other IPRs. See, trademark is mostly GIs are compared with trademark. Trademark is a company's individual logo. Okay, that indicates a particular manufacturer, a company, registered company in the country. Whether it is any product anywhere, a company's trademark is a company's trademark. No other person has any right on the trademark. It is a registered trademark. But geographical indication is a registered uh, 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 GI register for a product which is being produced by many producers, and therefore it is common uh, a common logo or common uh, uh, thing which is shared by all, like Darjeeling tea. All the Darjeeling tea growers who are producing that long leaf tea, which has got that aroma when you make the tea. So all of them collectively own this GI. So similarly, when you buy uh, um, this mm, the wine in the uh, in a duty free shop, what do you see in a wine? It is champagne. The champagne is written in a very big word, champagne, and that particular manufacturer who is manufacturing that champagne, that name is written in a small, uh, you know, in a small this thing, because they are all selling it is champagne, and it is sold because it is champagne. If a producer does not write champagne, then he will not be able to command that high price. The demand will not be there, and it has an important role in the regional development. All the when the company which is in Champagne region, all the companies which are making it, selling at a higher price, income comes there. When the income comes there, all the people get the benefit of higher profitability of the companies who are involved in making the GI products. Same is true in Alfonso Mango. All the people in Ratnagiri district, those who are associated with it, and the producers or traders or everybody, they all get the benefit of this. The international scene is the Paris Convention for Protection of Industrial Property in 1883. It was first mentioned that geographical indication should be there, and the Madrid Agreement for registration for repression of false or deceptive indications of source on goods, 1891. So you can see that uh, this French wine has been protected since then. Okay, 1883 from Paris Convention and Madrid Agreement of 1891. And Lisbon Agreement for Protection of Appellations of Origin and their international registration came in 1958. So this Lisbon Agreement was not signed by so many producers, so many countries. Sorry, it was not signed by so many countries. It had limited appeal because at that time the awareness in 1958, the awareness level about the geographical indications and all these things was much less. So uh, then agreement on trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights in 1994. This was a very well-known thing. In 1986, when Uruguay round of GATT negotiation started, you remember we discussed about this Uruguay round of GATT negotiation, which started in 1986 and concluded in 1994, which led to formation of World Trade Organization (WTO) on 1st January 1995, 1995. So the TRIPS agreement explicitly, TRIPS agreement is part of one of the agreements, TRIPS agreement, which is administered by WTO, and all the nearly 180 countries are the members of WTO, or 160 member countries, all major countries are members of WTO. So everywhere, uh, when TRIPS is an integral part of WTO, so everywhere, if you have any GI Act in your own country and you give a name of your product registered under GI Act in the registry of GI in any of the member countries of WTO, you will have protection on that name in all those countries, number of countries which are members of WTO. I think when I'm talking to you, somebody can tell me the number of WTO member countries. It is 160 or something. Okay. The TRIPS and GI, protection of GI as an IPR. The definition, indications which identify a good as originating in a territory, region, or locality where a given quality, reputation, or other characteristic of the good is essentially attributable to its geographical origin. So this is mentioned in the TRIPS agreement on the protection of GI. Now there is a comparison of other IPRs and GIs. Other IPRs are essentially rewards for new creations. GIs are not created but only recognized. New products, designs, expressions of or mark, trademark. Here it is already existing products with history and reputation. So Alfonso Mango was existing earlier. Darjeeling tea was existing for hundreds of years. It is only the, uh, you know, uh, it is a product with history and reputation, and it is mostly privately owned, other IPRs, whereas GIs are mostly owned by a group or community. The word mostly is very important. Let me put it. Mostly owned by a group or community. Now, there can be one owner also of a GI, like Tirupati Ji ka Laddu. तो प्रसादम, तो जो तिरुपति जी का प्रसाद है उसको एक ही के वहाँ पे जो देवस्थानम है तिरुपति जी के, तिरुपति तिरुमला में जो तो देवस्थानम में ही वहाँ पर जो बनता है, देयर इज ओनली वन प्रोड्यूसर which is a religious body. They make the laddus, and now Tirupati ji ka laddu ka prasadam ka nobody else can use that name, even if they make the similar taste laddu of similar taste in Delhi or Bombay or anywhere. You cannot use that particular name. So it is a one particular producer. So it is mostly owned by a group or community, but the possibility of it being owned by one. The comparison of trademark and GI. A trademark is a a trademark is a sign which is used in the course of trade, and it distinguishes goods or services from those of other enterprises. And a GI is used to identify goods having special characteristics originating from a definite geographical territory. So, as I told you that all the producers, they have their own trademark, but GIs are common, and the products are sold more in the name of GI, not by the producer. So some person in Maharashtra, Ratnagiri district, has a garden orchard where he is growing mangoes, Alfonso. Now, he can say that his company is this, but he will be selling mangoes in the name of Alfonso. Okay. The champagne, the producers are different, but they sell the champagne, the sparkling wine, white wine, in the name of champagne. Trademark is of an enterprise, Coca-Cola. No. GI is of a product, Scotch whiskey. GI can also bear a trademark, like features Scotch whiskey. Trademark is transferable right. GI relates to a product of a particular place, and it is no question of its transferability. Trademark does not mean any particular quality. You can have a trademark for a worse quality product, where a GI indicates a particular quality. The product with the trademark can be manufactured anywhere. GI product can be manufactured only in the specific geographical area. You cannot make uh, uh, this Kolhapuri chappal in Srinagar or Kanpur. Cannot make the similar chappal in Kanpur and call it Kolhapuri chappal. Okay. At the most you can say Kolhapuri type of chappals. तो उस टाइप की ही चप्पल आपने जो बनाई है, but you cannot call it Kolhapuri chappal. So these are the main differences. When you go in Delhi in a sweet shop, where they sell the sweets, when they say petha, they are making the petha here only. जो दिल्ली की बड़ी sweet shops हैं, they make the petha. But ये जो वहाँ पर हैं, चलो दिल्ली तो आगरा से बहुत पास में, 2 घंटे में पहुँच जाते हैं आप आगरा. But maybe a person in any sweet shop in southern India, Bengaluru or Mysuru or Bombay or Chennai, if they sell petha, they will call it petha, because they are not getting it from Agra, most of them. So they will call it petha, but not Agra ka petha. Okay. And now, what is the difference appellations of origin and GIs? Appellations of origin refers to the name of a country, region, or locality, where a geographical indication refer to the any indication pointing to a given country, region, or locality. When you say make in India, it is the appellation of origin. Okay. When you say uh, this Alfonso mango from India, it is a geographical indication. So uh, it designates a product, it identifies a good limited to quality or character of a product. It includes reputation parameters, refers to geographical environment. It is a broader concept. So these are the differences between the appellations of origin and GI. So protecting GI through national legislation. In USA, they protect GIs through trademark law. Okay, whatever their trademark law is there in USA, under that they protect GI. In India, we have got a separate act, GI Act, under which we protect the GIs. In USA, they are protected under Trademark Act. In European countries are very small countries, more like a state of India. So they are small countries. They have got a few GIs. So they bring a legislation in the parliament through which they say that this is the GI. So there is separate Champagne Act, there is separate Scotch Whiskey Act and all that. Now there is certification mark, collective mark, passing off. Under all these things, it is protected. Separate law for each product. As I told you in France, separate law for GI in India. What is the relevant act and rules? Act is the basic act which doesn't change normally, whereas rules keep on changing depending on the problems you face in administering the act. So the Geographical Indications Registration and Protection Act 1999 is the full name of it. And within the GI Act is the Geographical Indications Registration and Protection Act 1999. This is the 48th Act of 1999. So many acts are passed in India in the Parliament. There are 9 chapters and 87 sections. The geographical indications rules, original rules were in 2002. Act came into being. Then you cannot uh, implement the act. You cannot enforce the act until the rules are made. The rules are administrative in character. So the GI rules were made in 2002, and then registry was also established. When the rules are made and registry is established, then the GI registration started, and application of Darjeeling tea was there in 2003 and 2004. It became the first registered GI of India. These were in March 2002. Okay. It is in 2 parts, 116 rules, 3 schedules, and 10 forms. The definition of GI, Section 2, 1, E and F. Items covered: goods, agricultural goods, natural goods, manufactured goods, goods of handicrafts. In manufacture, the 3 categories: goods of handicrafts, industrial goods, and food stuff, like bakery, butcher. Okay, these are all manufactured. 3 categories of goods. The areas covered are territories of a country, of a region, or locality in the territory. The foreign countries, which are the products which are registered GIs in those countries, can also register that GI under India's GI Act. Okay, this when you go through these registered GIs, in the first 10 years it was less so, but in the later 10 years, that means in the past 10 years, 2010 to 2020 or 21, there have been several foreign uh, companies' products, or those which are the registered GIs, which have got them registered in under India's GI Act. So therefore, given quality, reputation, other characteristics attributable to its geographical origin. Then in the manufactured goods, one of the activities should take place in the territory, either production or processing or preparation. And this explanation clarifies that GI need not be a geographical name like Alfonso. Registration provides for registration of GIs, proprietors, and authorized users, whatever the number of authorized users. And GI registry set up in Chennai. The GI is valid for 10 years, renewable, and now Sam, again and again. Registration is the prima facie evidence of your product being a GI registered product. Who can register? A producer, any association of persons or producers, any organization or authority, like Tirumala Devasthanam, it is an authority, okay, which is controlling the deities, the entire management. People go for darshan, they wait for a long time in the long queues, and a moderately senior IAS officer is the uh, CEO of that particular system, who is ensuring that everything is transparent. And same is true for Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine. An IAS officer is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the Shrine Board, which is chaired by the Honorable Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, now Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, any association or organization which represents the interests of the producer or producers of the concerned goods. This is given in section 11.1, and the authorized users are given in section 17.1. Who is a producer? A producer in relation to goods is a person who, in case of agricultural goods, produces the goods, including the person who possesses or packages, trades or deals in such goods. In case of natural goods, who exploits, trades or deals in such goods. In case of handicrafts and industrial goods, any organization or person who makes, manufactures, or trades or deals in such goods. These are all known as producers. Who is the authorized user of GI? A producer of goods can apply for registration as an authorized user with respect to a registered GI. He should apply in writing in the prescribed form along with prescribed fee. Then he will be considered as an authorized user. Then he can sell his product under the GI name. Suppose you, uh, you know, uh, buy some land in Ratnagiri and you start growing Alfonso mangoes, and you say that this is the GI tag, you put it, but you are not authorized to put the GI tag. By the fact that you are having growing the Alfonso mango, you should also be a registered person, registered producer in the GI registry for that particular product's manufacture. Or, if it is agricultural product, the, you know, uh, doing the agricultural activity for that product. It apply in the prescribed form in the prescribed field. The procedure for registration: filing of application before the registrar. Registrar either refuses or accepts subject to conditions. Advertisement for opposition. 3 months time is given for opposition. If no opposition, the registration is done. In case of opposition, copy of the objection is given to the applicant. 2 months are given for filing counter statement. So anybody who opposes it within 3 months, he is given the reply. The producer is given that thing, and 2 months are given for filing the counter statement. If no counter statement by the applicant, the application is deemed abandoned. And if the copy of the counter statement is given to the opponent who has opposed it, so if he is satisfied with it, the registration is done. Otherwise, there will be hearing of both the parties if needed. The registrar may add conditions or limitations. The registrar can rely suo motu on grounds of opposition not raised by the opponent. That is also there. Suo motu means on its own, he can do it. So why register? Registration of any GI product is not compulsory. It affords better legal protection, facilitates an action of for infringement, and authorized user can exercise exclusive rights to use the GI. So, all special goods should be registered which are having a special quality, like Makrana marble. Makrana marble in Rajasthan, Kota stone. Kota stone, that gray color in most people have outside their houses. Two, two, 2 into 2, 4 square feet. A Kota stone, gray color Kota stone. So it is known by Kota stone. So if suppose somebody else makes a similar thing and says it is Kota stone, which may not necessarily be true. So it is best to register the geographical indication. In section 21 describes the rights of it. Exclusive right to use the GI on the goods, a right to obtain relief for infringement of the GI. If suppose there's somebody who is infringing your GI, then you get the right to obtain relief from that infringer, and the infringer can be, the legal action can be taken against the infringer, including a police action. The infringement of GI under section 22, used by any person not being an authorized user, or in such a manner which misleads as to the geographical origin of the goods. Okay, you say Kolhapuri chappal. Instead of Kolhapuri chappal, you say, uh, you know, uh, Kolhapuri chappal. Any of the alphabets you put double. Kolhapuri, Kola Peri chappals. Kolhapuri Puri instead of Kolhapuri, Kola Peri, Kolhapuri chappals. So that is a misleading. So you cannot, the Kolhapuri chappal manufacturer will have the protection uh, from the misleading use of the incorrect use of the geographical indication, who are not authorized but they are keeping name similar to the GI name in such a manner as to constitute an act of unfair competition, including passing off. We had briefly discussed passing off earlier, and again when we discuss the trademark in a couple of weeks, we'll discuss the concept of passing off again in more detail in the context of trademark. Then section 22(4) is the permitted uses deals in the lawfully acquired goods by the person who acquired the same and processing packaging of such goods. These are the permitted uses of the under the GI Act. Relief for infringement under section 67, it is given what are the relief in case you find that somebody, you are the GI user and somebody is infringer. So you can take civil action in the court. You can seek injunction, that is, he should stop doing all this activity immediately with immediate effect. And you can also claim for damages or accounts. That means he should compensate the producers financially and the destruction of the infringing levels. So infringing levels, whatever he is having, and suppose he has a printing machine for making the this thing levels, then that machine will be destroyed completely. The criminal liability under section 8 is falsification of a GI, falsely applying a GI to goods. I mean, I'm talking about infringers who are criminals, and selling goods to which all GIs have been applied, and falsely representing a GI as registered. Okay. So some famous products are there, and if suppose before the Kota stone was registered as a GI, persons felt a producer and trader of the Kota stone कि ठीक है कोटा स्टोन है तो कोटा का ही होता है, तो जीआई है तो लिख दिया इट इज GI कोटा स्टोन, but it is not really registered. When it is not registered, a person writing कोटा stone as GI would be falsely representing the GI as registered, which is not really registered. And criminal investigation, cognizable. Cognizable offense. You know what is cognizable offense? Cognizable offense. Let me put it here. The it is when the criminal investigation is done, it is a cognizable offense. Cognizable offense means the police can arrest without a warrant. And normally, in the police actions, there has to be a warrant, then they arrest a person. The cognizable offenses, which are a serious type of offenses, like murder, theft, rape, and burglary, and all that. These are the cognizable offenses, and arrest can be done by police without having a warrant. So then after arrest, they produce the person and the magistrate who allows them the custody for 5 days or 6 days or 7 days or 3 days, which keeps extending. That is a normal process in the police. So it is a cognizable offense. Police officer not below the rank of DSP, or in Delhi it is the Assistant Commissioner of Police, entitled to search and seize goods, dyes, blocks, which are used for manufacturing, etc. under Section 50.4. Police officer to obtain prior opinion of registrar on the facts involved before conducting search and seizure. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
तो थोड़ी थोड़ी देर में बोल दिया करो. कभी कभी क्या होता है कि कुछ कनेक्शन लूज खत्म हो जाता है, एंड आई कीप स्पीकिंग और 15 मिनट्स, एंड बाद में मुझे मालूम पड़ता है टेलीफोन से, मोबाइल से, कि मैं पिछले 15 मिनट से सुनाई नहीं दे रहा किसी को.
सर आज ऐसा नहीं हुआ सर, अभी पिछली क्लास में हुआ था 1 मिनट के लिए, पर आज ऐसा नहीं हुआ सर.
तो थोड़ी थोड़ी देर में 2-4 मिनट में ओके कर दिया करो, है ना. कोई भी बोल दे अपना
यस
माइक
सर.
को करके ओके, ठीक है.
यस
या कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया करो.
सर, क्वेश्चंस हैं सर, 1-2 हैं सर.
चलो ठीक है, तो अभी मैं क्विकली खत्म करता हूँ इसको, देन आई विल टेक द क्वेश्चन.
यस.
देन पुलिस ऑफिसर टू ऑब्टेन प्रायर. अच्छा, क्या होता है कि पुलिस ऑफिसर को तो जीआई के बारे में मालूम नहीं होता, और जो पर्टिकुलरली जो ये पुलिस स्टेशन लेवल पे होते हैं, इंस्पेक्टर, सब इंस्पेक्टर्स, असिस्टेंट सब इंस्पेक्टर, हेड कांस्टेबल, इनको क्या मालूम अबाउट जीआई. ज़्यादा नॉलेज नहीं होते इन लोगों को. तो दे हैव टू, जो पुलिस ऑफिसर जो है डीएसपी रैंक का, ही हैज टू सीक द, जब इस तरह का होता है तो जो रजिस्ट्रार ऑफ जीआई, उनसे थोड़ा सा उनको फैक्ट्स पूछ लेने पड़ते हैं. इज रिक्वायर्ड. In sections 39 to 44, there is imprisonment 6 months to 3 years, plus fine up to 50,000 rupees to 2 lakh rupees, and enhanced penalty for second or subsequent conviction. जब आप रिपीट करते हो कोई सारे क्राइम, तो imprisonment increases from 1 year to 3 years, and plus fine of 1 to 2 lakhs. The advantage of GI registration: it protects the reputation, establishes genuineness, prevents misuse by others, ensures quality and better market returns, profitability point of view. A GI cannot be a subject matter of assignment. You cannot assign the GI because it is a collective, you know, registration of. It is a collective protection for many producers. Okay, like trademark, you can assign. You can sell your trademark to anyone, take the money. So exclusively, the new buyer is the owner of the trademark. Like Thumbs Up and Gold Spot and Limca were sold by Parley Agro to Coca-Cola in 1990. 3, I think. However, when an authorized user dies, his right shall devolve on his successor in title. Suppose there is a tea garden in Darjeeling. So the person is old, he is, say, for whatever reasons, a person who is the owner of the tea garden dies. So whosoever is, the successor of that person, whosoever it may, he or she may be, will automatically have that, the GI with that person. Now, these are some of the registered geographical indications. So you will get a very quick idea, and you should, in your term paper, you should give the pictures also, and more than one picture you can give. You're most welcome in your presentation as well as in your write-up. Darjeeling tea. You can see that chai ka patti jo hai, long leaf tea. I don't know how many of you are aware of the, how from the tea leaves, जो ग्रीन कलर की जो पत्ती होती है, जो प्लग करते हैं पौधे में से, प्लांट में से, how it becomes that dark brown type of a thing. Anybody has idea है कि?
यस सर, हम लोग को एक बार स्कूल से एक ट्रिप पे ले गए थे जहाँ पे पूरा प्रोसेस दिखाया था, तो एक समय उसको बर्न मतलब उसकी प्रोसेसिंग होती है जिसमें कि वो चेंज होती है सर.
अच्छा, how old were you at that time?
सर इन क्लास 7th और 8th सर.
हाँ, तो ज़्यादा याद नहीं है ना. एक आपका जो वो होता है ना, बच्चों का स्लाइड्स होता है ना, आप सीढ़ी से जाते हैं ऊपर, ऊपर से फिसल जाते हैं नीचे को, होता है ना बच्चों के स्लाइड ही बोलते हैं ना, क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
यस सर, स्लाइड.
हाँ, तो इस तरह स्लाइड होता है, बहुत ऊंचा होता है, मतलब है कि करीब 5 to 10 मीटर ऊंचा होता है, और वहाँ पे उसको मैकेनाइज तरीके से वहाँ से वो ग्रीन टी लीव्स को डालते हैं, और वो उसका स्लोप बहुत वैसा होता है, कम स्लोपी होता है वो, तो धीरे 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 करके, और नीचे से बहुत गर्म होता है वो, तो उसमें से वो ऊपर से पत्तियाँ आती हैं, वो है कि उसके नीचे उसको जो गर्म है उसमें वो अपने आप होते होते ब्राउन होते होते ऊपर से जब नीचे आती हैं, इन अ वेरी लेस स्लोपी, टेक्स कपल ऑफ मिनट्स, उतने मिनट में वो डार्क ब्राउन हो जाता है. जो टी लीव्स हैं, जो आपको जो इसकी लिप्टन की दार्जिलिंग टी आती है, इट वॉज अर्लियर नोन एज लिप्टन ग्रीन लेवल चाय, अब उन्होंने उसको लिप्टन दार्जिलिंग टी का नाम दे दिया है बिकॉज ऑफ GI. और यह जो ग्लूकॉन की जो ग्रेन्यूल टाइप में आती है, ये सारी चीज़ें डिपेंडिंग ऑन द टाइप ऑफ टी लीव, जैसी पत्ती होगी वैसा ही उसका नीचे को बन के आ जाएगा. तो दैट इज हाउ द टी इज देयर. उससे ग्रीन पत्ती ऊपर से नीचे तक आती है स्लाइड में, तो ब्राउन हो जाती है. कांगड़ा टी, कांगड़ा ये हिमाचल में है, यहाँ पर भी चाय होती है, टी गार्डन है यहाँ पर भी. नांजनगुड बनाना, कुर्ग ऑरेंज, कोचमपल्ली इकट, इकट इस तरह के फैब्रिक को बोलते हैं. मैसूर सिल्क, भवानी जामा कलम, इस तरह का जो पैटर्न वाले जो होता है ना फैब्रिक.
यस सर.
कसूती एम्ब्रॉयडरी, आई थिंक लेडीज आर वेरी फेमिलियर विद कसूती एम्ब्रॉयडरी.
सर इट लुक्स लाइक चिकन.
नहीं, चिकन नहीं, वो अलग होता है.
वो लखनऊ वाला चिकन.
हाँ, वो लखनऊ वाला चिकन का अलग होता है. चिकन क्यों बोलते हैं? वो मुर्गे का बनता है क्या?
नहीं सर, उस हाँ सर, ऐसा नहीं है, बट उसे बोलते चिकन है. हाँ सर.
उसको इसे बोलते हैं चिकन. आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ यू मे नॉट बी मच अवेयर ऑफ इट. जो लखनऊ का चिकन का काम होता है, वो ये था कि जब पिछले 400-500 साल से जब इस्लामिक रूल था इंडिया में, मुगल रूल था, तो उस समय जो पर्दा सिस्टम था, यूपी में बहुत ज़्यादा पर्दा सिस्टम था. बुर्के में रहते थे लेडीज़, बाहर नहीं निकलते थे, जो तालिबान में अभी भी वो कर रहे हैं. तो वो जो अब उनको नेचुरल हवा रोशनी तो आनी चाहिए ना, तो जो कमरों के आगे, घर के आगे चिक डाल देते थे, जिससे कि मतलब आदमी लोग उनको नहीं देख पाए, और उनको रोशनी भी आती रहेगी थोड़ी सी. चिक जानते हो ना, वो जो एक कर्टेन होता है,
बैट जैसा.
हाँ,
यस सर.
केन टाइप का कर्टेन होता है, उसको चिक बोलते हैं. तो
Yes,
चिक के अंदर बैठ के वो जो इतने कुर्ते वगैरह की जो होता था, कढ़ाई जो होती थी उसके तरह की, वो चिक के अंदर, कर्टेन के अंदर बैठ के करते थे, जो चिकन का कुर्ता बोलते हैं.
This I never knew, sir. No, ये मालूम नहीं था हम लोग को. And I'm from Lucknow, sir. Even then, नहीं मालूम था.
है कि देखो, आप जहाँ पढ़ते हो वहाँ पर आपको बहुत सारी नॉलेज गेन होती है. और जो कहते हैं कि हम क्लास में आने की जरूरत नहीं, पीपीटी से काम चल जाएगा, वो बहुत सारी चीजें उनको नहीं मालूम पड़ पाती हैं, उनका ज्ञान हमेशा अधूरा रहेगा। ग्रेड अच्छा आ सकता है पर ज्ञान कम रहेगा। तो मतलब है कि इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू नो you should attend classes and listen to so many more things than what is being shown and what is being given. तो ये चिकन का कुर्ते का काम इसलिए लखनऊ का होता था, ये वो नहीं है, थोड़ा डिफरेंट है, देख लेना इसको। कसूती कसूती एम्ब्रॉयडरी डिटेल में देखना। ये है कंचीपुरम साड़ीज, जो कंजीवरम जो है ना तमिलनाडु में, कंचीपुरम, वहाँ की साड़ीज बहुत फेमस हैं। कोटा डोरिया गोल्डन थ्रेड से होती हैं, ये इसमें ग्रीनिश है पर जो गोल्डन थ्रेड से होता है ये कोटा डोरिया। चंदेरी साड़ी, जो मध्य प्रदेश के चंदेरी साड़ी फेमस हैं। कुल्लू शॉल जो हिमाचल में है। बिद्री वेयर, इस तरह के जो फ्लावर वर्जेस मैंने बताया था ना, उसमें बिद्री वेयर। चन्नपटना टॉयज, ये वुडन टॉयज होते हैं, लकड़ी के बनते हैं सारे। देन मधुबनी पेंटिंग्स, एक किशनगढ़ की पेंटिंग भी बड़ी होती है, उसकी जो आईज होती है ना, उसकी बहुत पतली सी लंबी सी होती हैं, वो भी अब रजिस्टर हो चुकी है जहाँ तक मेरा ख्याल आ रहा है। शोलापुर, सोलापुर या शोलापुर, आई थिंक शोलापुर चद्दर एंड टेरी टॉवल। देन कोटपेट साड़ी। देन मदुराई तुंगुडी, ये फैब्रिक है। सेलम फैब्रिक, जो तमिलनाडु में जो चेक के लुंगी बनती है ना, जो लुंगी डांस वाली लुंगी, सेलम फैब्रिक इस तरह का होता है, चेक वाला। उड़ीसा इकतीस फैब्रिक। फुलकारी एम्ब्रॉयडरी। देन करीमनगर सिल्वर फिलिग्री, यू कैन सी द सिल्वर के ऊपर किस तरह का ये काम हुआ है। देन रोजवुड इनले ऑफ मैसूर, ये जो टेबल होती है इसमें जो वुडन के, इसमें जो रोजवुड के इसमें ये वाइट वाला जो होता है, इससे इट इज़ द इनले है, क्योंकि उसका बनता है बहुत हाई क्वालिटी का होगा तो आइवरी का बनता है ये, और नहीं तो कुछ भी किसी भी टाइप बोन वोन का बना देते हैं सस्ते वाले। मैसूर ट्रेडिशनल पेंटिंग्स। मैसूर संदल सोप, ये आई थिंक मैनी ऑफ यू मस्ट यूज दिस मैसूर संदल सोप एंड ऑयल। मैसूर अगरबत्ती इंसेंस स्टिक्स। हॉर्टिकल्चर प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम मैसूर, उडुपी मैलीगे, मैसूर मैलीगे एंड आदागिरी मैलीगे, ये फ्लावर है इस तरह का, स्पेशल फ्लावर है वहाँ का। यह है अनमोला कनरी, दिस इज अ मेटल मिरर। तो इस मेटल मिरर में यू कैन सी इट इज रिफ्लेक्टिव। तो ये जो है विश्व ब्रह्मणा अरामुल्ला कन्नड़ी निर्माण सोसाइटी, तो इस ये सोसाइटी है इसका, इट इज इन केरला, अरमोला एरिया में। तो ये जो इसके दिख रहे ना, इतने सारे तरह के मिरर्स आते हैं, एंड बिफोर दिस लुकिंग ग्लास वाज इन्वेंटेड पीपल यूज्ड टू यूज दिस एज अ मिरर। नवारा राइस, ये केरला में होता है, जो कि ब्राउन कलर का होता है, और यहाँ पर भी आता है, नॉर्थ में भी आता है, ब्राउन उसको बोलते हैं ब्राउन राइस। पलकड्डन मट्टा राइस, इसको बॉयल राइस भी बोलते हैं, ये केरला में बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ होता है। मलाबार पेपर, ये तो ब्लैक पेपर, वाइट पेपर, और ये पेपर्स हैं 3 तरह के, ज़्यादा मलाबार पेपर। एलिपे कॉयर फैब्रिक है ये इस तरह का। ब्रास ब्रॉयडल कोकोनट शेल क्राफ्ट ऑफ केरला। देन स्टूपाइन क्राफ्ट ऑफ केरला। एंड मडलम ऑफ पालाकड, ये जो ढोलक होता है वो है
केरला।
देन एलिपे ग्रीन कार्डमम, हरी जो होती है ग्रीन कार्डमम, केरला में होती है, और पूरे इंडिया में मोस्टली इट इज़ फ्रॉम केरला, और इसलिए सस्ती भी आती है। अगर आप केरला में जाएंगे, वहाँ पे आप किसी होलसेल मार्केट में चले जाएंगे, जो दिल्ली के मार्केट में इससे 50% प्राइस मिल जाएगी आपको इलायची। कोकाली राइस, ऑल्सो द रजिस्टर्ड जीआईएस फॉर कश्मीरी हैंडीक्राफ्ट, उसमें यह है कश्मीरी खतमबंद, इस तरह का है, ये खानी शॉल है, ये कश्मीरी वॉलनट वुड कार्विंग है, और ये कश्मीरी सुजानी क्राफ्ट है, और ये पश्मीना शॉल है, और ये है कश्मीरी पेपर मैशी, इस तरह का है ये। तो these are different types of GIs which are there, and this is the last slide. Now whatever your questions, please ask me.
सर एक तो रिक्वेस्ट है कि हम लोग से ये पीपीटी अगर आप शेयर कर लेंगे तो इट विल बी इजी इफ यू कैन। सर सेकंड थिंग कि एक देयर आर थिंग्स व्हिच आर पेटेंटेड, देयर आर थिंग्स व्हिच आर रजिस्टर्ड एंड देयर आर थिंग्स व्हिच आर ग्रांटेड आईपीआर के फ्रेमवर्क में। सो
देखो पेटेंट ग्रांट होता है,
यस सर,
और उसके बाद सारी चीजें रजिस्टर होती हैं,
ओके
है ना। पेटेंट आपने अप्लाई किया पेटेंट के लिए, जब पेटेंट का अपोजिशन का काम खत्म हो जाएगा, वो कहते हैं ना 6 महीने के लिए अपोजिशन, वो सब खत्म हो जाएगा, उसके बाद में आपको पेटेंट ग्रांट हो जाएगा। जब पेटेंट ग्रांट होगा उसका नंबर होगा और सर्टिफिकेट आपको मिल जाएगा, इट इज़ द पेटेंट ग्रांटेड। आप उसको कमरे में लटका सकते हैं इन्हें फ्रेम करके कि दो ये पेटेंट ग्रांट हुआ, लाइफ में एक ही पेटेंट ग्रांट हुआ। तो आपके पास में अगर 1000 पेटेंट ग्रांट हो गए तो आप उसको, जैसे वो था ना, क्या नाम था उसका, जिसने ये जो बल्ब का क्या था ना, मैंने उस दिन दिखाया था ना, बल्ब
सर एडिसन।
हाँ थॉमस एडिसन के तो कई हजार पेटेंट थे, और वो उसको अपने एक एक करके फ्रेम करके थोड़ी लगाएंगे उसको अपने कमरे में, ना, जो कि 1000 पेटेंट हैं। तो वो वाली बात है कि अगर आपको एक पेटेंट तो आप लगा दें ऐसे मैटर ऑफ प्राइड कि देखो ये मेरा पेटेंट हुआ, ठीक है। तो
सर ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज का क्या होता है? जैसे एक क्वेश्चन था, थोड़ा डाउटफुल था।
हाँ देखो, ऐसे ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज इज नॉट, इट इज इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी, बट you don't get intellectual property right on it. It is
तो उसको पेटेंट करते हैं कि नहीं
listen,
करते?
तो ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज जो है वो तो ट्रेडिशनल है, सभी को मालूम है, वो तो नॉवेल्टी कुछ भी नहीं हुई ना उसमें। आपने क्या ऐड किया, वो तो ट्रेडिशन आपके जो पिछले 5000 10,000 20,000 50,000 सालों से धीरे धीरे करके इट हैज बीन एस्टेब्लिश कि इस प्रोडक्ट की ये प्रॉपर्टी है, ठीक है।
सर
आपको
तो यूएस ने जो टर्मरिक के लिए करा लिया था, फिर उन्होंने कैसे करा लिया था?
क्योंकि यूएस में जो पेटेंट एग्जामिनर था उसने अपने देखे कि भाई ये जो है चीज़, ये इसकी टर्मिनल की कहीं प्रॉपर्टी ऐसी है क्या, तो उसको नेट सर्च करा, उन सब कुछ कर लिया, उसको नहीं मिला।
ओके सर, उनके लिए वो ट्रेडिशनल नहीं था, या उनकी नॉलेज में ट्रेडिशनल
नॉलेज में नहीं था, और वो डॉक्यूमेंटेड नहीं था,
राइट?
उनके नॉलेज में नहीं था और डॉक्यूमेंटेड भी नहीं था। तो उसने भी तो बड़ी अच्छी चीज़ है, उसने पेटेंट ग्रांट कर दिया। जब इंडिया ने, यहाँ तो घर घर में सभी को मालूम है बात, तो उन्होंने कहा कि गिव द एविडेंस, गिव द एविडेंस, विल कैंसिल इट, रिवोक कर देंगे पेटेंट को। तो इंडिया को एविडेंस देने में कई साल लगे, 2-3 साल लगे। पूरे केरला में सबसे ज़्यादा ये आयुर्वेदिक का होता था, तो पूरे केरला में सब वो हर तरह से कहा कि भाई कहीं से कुछ भी मिले पुरानी चीज़। तो फाइनली वो उर्दू में एक चीज़ मिली थी 1878 की जो था ना डॉक्यूमेंट, और उसका टाइप करके इंग्लिश में वहाँ पे दिया था, इंग्लिश का टाइप वर्जन भी था जो मैनुअल टाइपिंग होती थी ज़माने की। तो वो जब मिला हमें, और तब बताया हमको कि ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री प्रूफ है, और इंडिया में आप कहीं भी पूरे शहर घर में ये है। और तब तक वी हैड ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी TKDL, कि जैसे कि nobody in the world should miss because the lack of their knowledge of India's traditional knowledge, they should not grant patent. So India's traditional knowledge should be available to all patent examiners in the whole world. ठीक है। तो जो ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज है, इट इज नॉट ए रजिस्ट्रेबल थिंग, इट इज ए ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज, ऑलरेडी नॉलेज है तो आपको, विच इज इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी, बट इट इज नथिंग न्यू इन इट। क्लियर हो गया ये?
यस सर। सो यस सर, ऑल क्वेश्चंस आर ओवर सर। सर हम प्रेजेंटेशन हाउ लॉन्ग?
Sir, I have one question.
हाँ पूछो।
Sir, you said the procedures for registration. That is for registering the GI by a society, or it is for a producer who is making the producing from the
जो भी इसके प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं, उसमें प्रोड्यूसर डेफिनेटली दी हुई थी ना हमने इसमें।
Yes, sir.
एक स्लाइड में प्रोड्यूसर की डेफिनेशन थी।
Yes, sir.
तो जो भी उस डेफिनेशन के अंदर प्रोड्यूसर है वो सब उसके मेंबर्स हो जाते हैं एसोसिएशन के।
Okay, sir. That you said about opposition, no, sir. Opposition, advertisement for opposition.
Opposition, it is not opposition.
No.
It is, they are using it. They are collectively using the GI tag. Registered GI जो है, that tag is used by all people. Like all the producers of champagne use champagne when they do the bottling and marketing it, because the sparkling white wine which is produced in Champagne by those people who are using the grapes which are grown in that region. आप इंडिया से ग्रेप भेज देंगे या पेरिस से भेज देंगे ग्रेप्स को, उससे जो वाइन बनेगी वो शैम्पेन नहीं होगी. Okay, that will not be champagne. So all the champagne producers, they write champagne in a big way, and their company's name is small. The thing you will not even notice what is the name of the company.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because champagne is champagne.
Yes, sir. But my doubt was that the procedure for registration which you have given in the slide, that is for suppose a newly association is registering. Suppose people in France, that area is going to register for champagne.
Yeah.
That procedure is for that kind of this thing, or somebody who is producing a champagne that who is also, when he is going to register, that procedure will be applied.
Can you repeat the question? I'm not very clear about the question.
This procedure for registration is when suppose.
See, I'll tell you. Let me just orally tell you. The procedure of registration is you have to file an application in the prescribed form.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So all the people who are producers of Producers Association or some producers, 3-4 producers jointly, they say कि we are filing this application for registration of this GI.
Okay.
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 So when they are filing the registration for GI, then that application will be considered, and if it is found that their application is that product for which they are asking for GI tag or registration of the GI, that is valid and good and it should be done. So they will say, okay, now they publish it, and within 3 months, anybody who wants to oppose it can oppose it. And that whatever the opposition thing is given to the applicant, if the applicant don't reply to that, the application is abandoned because they are not replied to the opposition. When they reply to the opposition, their reply is sent to the person who has opposed it. The opposition person keeps quiet, so it is granted. And if the if both people say if there is a continued difference of opinion that the opposition is not accepted by the applicant and applicant reply is not acceptable to the opposition person, then there is a hearing in the registry. The registrar of GI will call both the parties, and there is a hearing room in which he sits and left and right the two persons sit, and they discuss. Then he takes the final decision.
Okay.
And the final decision may be in favor of the applicant or in favor of the opposition. Whatever the final decision, that can be challenged in the High Court.
Okay.
So out of the two parties, anybody can go to High Court, and High Court, if you lose, you can go to Supreme Court.
Okay.
That is a procedure, legal procedure.
Okay, sir. Suppose, for example, Pochambali silk. Suppose that Pochambali silk is registered by a association like Weavers Association.
Yes, yes.
They register the GA tag. So, some another weaver from the same area want to use that tag. So he has to become the member of that association.
There is a form which he has to fill.
Okay.
He has to fill a form and submit it to the GI registry. I am also producing this thing. I am in the same area, and I should also be added so that I can also start using GI tag.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And his application, obviously, by the GI registrar, will be sent to this association.
Okay.
For further, for finding out the genuineness of the application.
Okay.
Okay. Suppose something is in Ladakh, so the person in Chennai will not be having that much of knowledge of Ladakh.
Okay.
So the association, this like the Pashmina in Kashmir.
Okay.
So So this association, which is already there in Kashmir, so the GIA registry will send that application of a new Pashmina manufacturer, Pashmina shawl manufacturer, to that association. They will find out who is this person, is it genuine or fake or what exactly. Then they will give their reply to the GIA registry, and then GIA registry will take a call on it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. That was my question.
Any other question, please? I'll tell you that all of you should be absolutely free in asking any question. Okay.
Sir, one more question. For example, I open a brand that basically promotes GI in my region, and I want to sell.
Say it again. Say it again. You promote a brand.
Open a brand, a fashion brand, for example.
Okay. Okay.
And that sells some kind that want to promote Kani shawl, for example, Kashmiri Pashmina. So can I use GI? And if I want to use the GI, what is that procedure is like? What amount of money?
See, if you are selling a GI product, okay, suppose your fashion brand is F10, okay. So F10, you have got 100 type of products. You got shirt, pants, top, and maybe all types of products are there. Ashkan, Sherwani, Chudidar, Pajama, Kurta. You take the name. You have F10, and you are selling all the thing under F10.
Yeah.
In that F10, you are also selling Pashmina shawl. So in F10, you will sell Pashmina shawl also, but you will call it Pashmina shawl because you are getting from the Pashmina shawl manufacturer. You are not manufacturing it. And if you start manufacturing it, you should have a your one of the manufacturing units should be in Kashmir because the Kashmir GI.
Okay.
So your one of the outfit should be the one of the manufacturing unit should be there, and some people should be working there and making the Pashmina, and that thing you are bringing there. So the same thing will apply, that your F10's Pashmina you will apply in the same form as one of the producers in Kashmir, and you apply in that same form that you would also like to be added in the Pashmina Producers Association, and you will be added there with your producing unit being in Kashmir.
Okay. So in the case of reseller, so I can use the brand name. Let's suppose if I buy, for GI tag, if I buy from them, if I'm a reseller, I'm not a manufacturer in this case. I'm just a reseller. But do I have to give any kind of a royalty or something like that to live?
No. The royalty concept doesn't happen here in GI. Suppose there is a person who is selling Agra ka Pethand Dalmont, a Bikaner Bhujia, and I in a truckload of Bikaner Bhujia I get from Bikaner and sell it in Delhi.
Yes, sir.
So I bought it. Now it is my property.
Okay.
It is Bikaner Bhujia because it is genuinely Bikaner Bhujia who has got a GI tag there has produced it.
Yeah.
I am a reseller. So I am a wholesaler here. I am selling this thing to retailers with a margin.
Yes, sir.
So suppose MRP is written 50 rupees. Now on that MRP 50 rupees, I am buying from there in bulk in 35 rupees for a packet. And I am giving to the retailers in 40 rupees. And in 40 rupees, they are selling in 50 rupees. Okay.
Good. So, I can also use it for my marketing as well now, because that will give me a very authentic brand and give me a very good value as well. So that will not clash with any kind of a because I have. Okay, cool.
So you are not selling only one such GI product. You are selling many products. But if you are selling only one, you can say that we are the sellers of the GI products.
Yeah.
Okay. You are saying you are a you say I'm a Krishna GI. My shop name, my trading company is Krishna GI Private Limited. Krishna GI Private Limited. You have registered it as a trading company. Krishna GI Trading Private Limited. whatever name you have given it, you have registered it. And you say that we are selling only the GI products. And you can send 1 product or 10 products or anything, you can advertise accordingly.
Okay.
Krishna GI trading company is a trading company which is selling only the genuine GI products.
Okay, sir.
Any other question?
Yes, sir. So this is regarding the presentations we have to make. So how long is duration wise? How long you want us to go for one single presentation?
It can vary from 5 to 10 minutes.
So, and slide wise means we can have 25, 30 slides or less.
25, that is enough. Yes. I think say whatever things you are showing, it should be all included in that slide.
Right.
And I have shown you so many pictures. You can also show pictures.
Yes.
No, because when they apply for GI, they also give pictures.
Right.
ठीक है, अभी कार्डमम है, ग्रीन कार्डमम, तो कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा, कंसेप्चुअलाइज कैसे करेंगे आप? तो उसका फोटो देते हैं ना वो कि ये हमारा वो है, वहीं से तो फोटो लिए हुए हैं हमने वो जीआई का रजिस्ट्री से.
Thank you.
Okay, any other question? Chalo, okay then, thank you very much. What was the maximum strength today? Jishan? Jishan, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
What was the maximum strength today?
Sir, I didn't check it, sir.
अच्छा, तो अटेंडेंस कैसे होगी?
46. There was total 46 students.
अच्छा, चलो, अटेंडेंस लगाते रहना है.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have sent it to you.
नहीं, मुझे भेजो मत, ना जोड़ते रहो अपने आप, ठीक है?
Yes,
अब बार-बार मैं इतना मेल मत करो मुझे और उनको, डॉक्टर हैरी को, रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, जस्ट यू, ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
So you are also listening or not to this things? कभी-कभी सुन लेते हो?
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
तो कोई नॉलेज बढ़ता है?
Yes, sir.
Good. So, okay then, we close it today. Right?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye bye.